Emu, first introduced in chapter 906 of One Piece, has all but been confirmed as the final boss of the story. The entire narrative, the major themes of the story, and how the story is being structured due to the Egghead arc have given Emu a huge boost for being the final boss over Blackbeard. Since the Skypiea law being made more important to the story and the Lulusia incident, Emu has been thought of as Enel 2.0 in a larger sense, and Emu's connection with Doflamingo is explained through how the country of Dressrosa was ruled, how people were taken and forgotten just like the world government did to Void Century in God Valley, and Doflamingo's celestial ties and his sense of superiority. Emu has been connected to these two villains since his introduction, since chapter 1060. Well, I would like to add one more One Piece villain, Gecko Moria. Emu will be the combination of these three One Piece villains. Many of you will wonder, why Moria? Why would you even want him as basis for the final boss of the story? One Piece, a show with quite possibly the most charming character of all time, and the final boss of that story will be based on the most boring villain ever? I understand the worry, but I think Moria is more important than we thought, and not because of him losing in the new world, him being a failed version of Luffy, but something different. And we'll talk about that later. Starting with Enel, whose character maybe for many people resembles Emu the most. If it's his god complex that no one is superior to him, or if it is him ruling Sky Island through fear. His line, fear is the kami, fear is God. He understands this, that fear of someone superior to you is the only way someone follows you. Or his priests, his divine squad, all of the people that followed him, just like the Holy Knights and the gorosei do for Emu. From the moment we are made to understand the world Enel has built, it's built on fear and complete obedience. As one of the gorosei also said for Emu in chapter 1086, the world is as the creator wills it. Skypiea is as Enel wills it. Enel as a character stands above the sun, meaning when in Shandora, people used to worship the sun god, pray to him for all their troubles. They now, along with the people of Skypiea, fear the sky as a symbol of destruction, not freedom or hope. Enel as a character seeks endless sacred dirt, fairy earth, as he calls it, which in Emu's case would be endless life of superiority, of rule through fear, and Emu achieves it just like Enel achieves sacred dirt. So the qualities Emu takes from Enel are obviously his superiority complex, his rule of fear, and endless desire of something that is considered grand, not by all of them, but just by themselves. The fear aspect may also be how the Holy Knights and the gorosei are structured. Some believe in Emu's divinity, just like Om did in Enel's divinity, in Enel's strength. I think Saturn believes in Emu, but there might be some gorosei, or maybe one or some Holy Knights that don't believe, that just follow him because of fear, because he is stronger, because he's just unbeatable. Moving on to Gecko Moria, pretty much the least liked antagonist in One Piece, and there is a reason I didn't say most hated. He didn't even have the charm to make us hate him. He was just a loser, and many have linked him with Luffy as his failed version. Though in this video, I'm not going to be talking about that. Though there is a video coming that's going to connect Luffy with not just Gecko Moria but with Doflamingo and Enel. It's going to be a part 2 of this, so check that out if you until now have liked this video and continue to like it. What Emu takes from Moria was already there in Enel, but not to the extent it's present in Moria, and that's the curse of the sun. The sun has been a symbol of hope in the One Piece world, with the liberator Luffy being the inheritor of Nika's will. But there's hardly anything in One Piece without a dual nature. Themes, characters, like the theme of dreams, how amazing they are, and how dangerous desire can be. Or the Marines, their duality, or the duality between pirates, or people fighting racism. Every time, every theme in One Piece is explored, it has a dual nature, a dichotomy. And the curse of the sun has been further contextualized with the Kuma backstory and what happened with Ginny and Bonnie. The sun that Kuma worships, that keeps him going on this path of kindness, is what destroyed his family. In Thriller Bark, Gecko Moria does the same with his devil fruit, takes people's shadows away from them, and makes the sun a symbol of freedom, what should be a symbol of hope, a curse. That's what Emu takes from Gecko Moria. Now I know it was Saturn who was behind the sapphire scales, but I think there is going to be more of an expansion on this idea on the curse of the sun and how Emu is going to be someone who wants the sun to be a curse. And maybe also answer why the gorosei or the Emu wanted Moria dead through Doflamingo's hands. Which brings us to the great Doflamingo. Pretty much the best written One Piece villain. What Emu takes from Doflamingo is being cherished, being admired. You see, Enel didn't care about admiration, he cared about fear. Gecko Moria also doesn't care about admiration. Doflamingo did. In Thriller Bark, in Skypiea, in Dressrosa, all of these worlds are different. Skypiea is built on fear, Thriller Bark also is built on fear, Dressrosa is built on love. Dressrosa represents the One Piece world the most as a whole. You might have heard that it's Skypiea that represents the story of One Piece the best, but I think if we are talking just about the final saga, the world that represents One Piece the best is Dressrosa. The idea of being forgotten and never being remembered by anyone, the ending of someone's will, which also could be an obstacle to the will of D. Like if people forgot about Hiruluk, if Chopper forgot about Hiruluk, would he remember to carry on his will of being a great doctor? If everyone in the Drum Kingdom forgot what Hiruluk did, would they have stood up to Warpole like they did? Forgetting someone you love is quite possibly the worst thing that could happen to you, really. And to be loved, respected, adored, even with committing all these atrocities, perfectly resembles what Doflamingo is and what Emu is as well. Doflamingo and Emu both kill, murder, enslave, wipe islands off the map, and yet they are the justice in the One Piece world. Doflamingo is the symbol of peace and justice, and Dressrosa, Emu is the symbol of peace in the world. Even though no one knows him, of course, but the world government that he has built is the symbol of peace, the symbol of justice in the One Piece world. They are who are seen as the force of good in this world, and just like that, God follows Doflamingo. And just like the Marines in the One Piece world follow world government knowing what the Celestial Dragons do out of sheer necessity because they know there's no other choice. Any other choice would be more destructive than what's already happening, as that's really the best possibility. Doflamingo wants this. He enjoys the admiration, not just for controlling the country, not just for that reason, but for his personal amusement. He loves it. Emu also has this quality. Unlike Enel, who was only feared, who didn't care about being loved, Emu cares about being admired as well. Emu knows he is feared. Emu knows that he is despised in the One Piece world, but he loves the admiration as well. And the reason Doflamingo is admired by Dressrosa is because no one knows his true nature, the major populace. Just like in the One Piece world, no one actually knows just how corrupt and how bad the world government is. While in Enel's case, everyone knew what he was, his nature. Emu has all the qualities of these three One Piece villains. Love for fear, love being feared, having the ability to curse the sun for someone for their entire lives, and the love for admiration, for being admired like a hero. Emu, in my opinion, will be built on these three core qualities, which just might make him the greatest shonen and arguably the greatest manga villain of all time, or Oda may just fumble it all, who knows. Because the potential is high. I think Emu is going to be the combination of as many previous One Piece villains as possible. Well, that's all for this one. Reminder, there is a part 2 coming of this. Maybe a little later, maybe it's going to take a bit of time as I have my exams coming up. where I will explain the connection Luffy has with Gecko Moria, Enel, and Doflamingo, and the qualities our main character, the Liberator, takes from these three, the similarities between them. So, like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope it was worth the watch. I know I'm new to storytelling, so I know I say this pretty much I think in every video, but keep up with me. I'm trying to improve. Thank you.